So, David, just to summarize everything that we've gone through there, let's go through our kind of key points for off-season training first and organization of training. What are
So oh, sorry, go on.
go on.
There's a
Yeah,
bit of a delay here.
what are your key principles that you would advise athletes that they have in the back of their mind when organizing training?
So, first of all, is what elements of training are a priority to you? And then secondly, how do we organize what order is best to put that element within the day so that you get the most out of that element that you most need to work on?
Mhm.
And this is the same for if you are in the group of people who you do not have the time or you cannot tolerate the whole volume in the program, so you are not able to do everything that is in the training day currently. Or if you're in the second group that you do have the time to do all the training that's in the each training day, but you want to choose which parts to prioritize, or you just want to know how to organize the training day in the way that's best for you as an individual.
Mhm.
Generally, it's best to put the thing that is the biggest priority to you or your weakness that you need to work on the most earlier in the day, first thing in the training day, because that's when you have the most energy and you are the least fatigued and can therefore perform the best on it.
Yeah.
Um, a potential exception to this, or at least a consideration, is if you are weaker in conditioning, but there is also a high skill element throughout in the day as well, which could be high skill gymnastics, ring muscle ups, bar muscle ups, handstand variations, or weightlifting. You may want to consider if it's actually best for you to put your conditioning before the weightlifting because you don't want to be so tired, or the gymnastics because you don't want to be so tired that you can't perform those complex skills well. So that would be the exception there.
Perfect. So that covers our off-season training. For our in-season training, I think one of the first key thing was be curious and start to explore and play around with the order of training a little bit more. So it could be that you do your higher skill elements first, and then follow it up with weaker skill elements, but then the next day you might flick that around. But I think the main purpose is that you go into each training session knowing exactly why you're doing it in that order and what you want to get out of that session is the main thing that I took from what you said before, David. Please add anything in there that you feel like you would like to add or I've missed.
I think you've hit it bang on there. It's about being that curiosity is essentially going to serve the purpose of um, predicting or simulating all the different scenarios in which you might have to do different types of workouts.
Yeah.
When we put it into the program or when you're doing it yourself in the off seasons we've just discussed, you're putting it in the order that's going to give you the best possible stimulus and performance on the workout.
Mm-hmm.
When we're pre-competition or in season, we're just essentially trying to simulate all the different kind of scenarios that we might have to lift, do gymnastics, do conditioning at the competition. And as that always changes, it's best to also do the same thing in your training as well and change the order around regularly so that you're prepared for competition and you remove another unknown, which is what does it feel like to max out my clean after a 5K run in the morning, that kind of thing.
Wicked. That was brilliant, mate. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Jack.
And I'm sure the athletes will have some revelations after listening to this for sure. Because I've
Oh
had
man,
plenty of conversations like this recently.
if only we had someone telling us this stuff when we started. They don't know
If,
how lucky they are.
if only we had this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
No,
uh,
cool. Thanks, David. That was awesome.
Thank you, man. Cheers.